All right, welcome everybody. We got our Thursday community race starting up here. I am Hashmullum, and with me is Dusk Lamont.
This is me, Dusk Lamont. Hello. I'm very excited to be joining Hash for my first time. He's done this before, so I'm really excited to do this commentating with him.
All right, so we got racers. We've got Mr. Entity, the Red Baron, the Schwantz, and then Sid and Jack will get two very small screens on the same. Sharon, somehow we got 5 streamers instead of the 4. I'm not sure how that happened, but
It's going to be quite fun looking at Sid and Jack, keeping up to where they are. They're taking up half the space of anybody else, more like a third of the space of anyone else each. So
we also always want to thank our Breana doing the restream as well as tracking tonight. So that's a lot of work, a lot more than I can do. We appreciate her.
Absolutely.
Looks like the racers are almost ready. We can talk flags for a quick second, though. This is a very interesting flag set. They're using the special number 42 from, what's it called? Dusk?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's right.
Yep, sir. It's some. I have never seen it, and neither has my companion Hash. It's kind of funny because we were talking about how we don't really know it, but I know there's this big quote about the answer to the life, the universe, and everything is 42. So we're playing with everything. Everything's 42% or 142%, or between there. There's a lot of other things that the 42 has been worked into. What else did we see the 42 worked into, Hash?
Yeah, character stats are 42 to 142. It's chests are randomized at 42%. It's all over the place. The other
Fixed
big
encounters.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. The big ones with this one to be aware of is fixed encounters have a 42% chance of being bosses, and you've only got a 42% chance of escaping those battles. So any of those fixed encounter checks are going to be very dangerous.
Another thing with this is that it's open world, so I don't know about you, but I take advantage of the open world aspect of this. So it's not character gated. We don't have to choose what goes with each character, and they can go anywhere they want. So they can altogether avoid everything with fixed encounters just to avoid that 42%. Because I don't know about you, I think someone else said this recently, but if the boss encounters is anything above 20%, it just happens every time.
That was me. I think if it's 10%, it means every time. Drives me absolutely insane. So at 42%, it's going to be extremely likely that they're bosses. We got our 1-minute warning, it looks like, so we're almost live. But yeah, with open world, I'm expecting all of these runners to finish in, 90 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's what I put it at too. I mean, the Rex are standard, just a little bit higher than that. With the 8 characters, they need 10 Espers or no dragons to enter into Kefka's tower. But they can skip straight to the statues if they get 4 characters, 12 Espers, and kill 2 of the dragons, which are mixed into the bosses. So there are a chance that they are going to run into those dragons as they run. I'm excited to see what creativity we see our runners come up with as they choose their checks.
All right, race starting in 10 seconds here. Yeah, we'll hopefully get quite a bit of variance with open world, where everybody goes for their starting checks, where they go to grab their loot, or when they go shopping. So I like 3 character starts more than 2 character starts usually for that very reason, just to get a little bit of variance. And it looks like our timer started, so we should be off any second now.
Here they go.
There we go. People are jumping in. Just checking their abilities. Was that a 16 magic power on Cyan, I think I saw?
I think so too. That did not look good.
Oh, 14 on Setzer too, so Real good magic power.
Alright, everybody's doing Narsh. That makes sense. Going to the weapon shop, I see some people knocking in and trying to get that. There's no free progression on, so you can get good items and stuff from the free checks, like we see here. An Aegis Shield or a Magus Rod we see over on the Schwantz screen.
Not what you'd really want to see. I mean, Aegis Shield's decent shield. Magus Rod will help that shock magic power if Cyan can even equip it.
Yeah, it doesn't help it extremely. I mean, 18 is lower than anyone actually has in the game, so it seemed to be.
Border shields in the shop. I'm a big fan of the jumping imp strats.
I've never done those. I'm interested in how they work because
definitely worth. Crazy good
right?
defense and damage. Let's see, who's bottom right? Jack's bottom right. Look, Jack going to Sealed Cave. I might have done Sealed Cave before Narsh myself, just because then I could have gotten some more items to sell really quickly and maybe made use of the shops in Narsh.
Good idea. I mean, there's just so many treasures right there at the beginning with the Imperial Fort and stuff, and going through Sealed Cave. I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if at least half the runners don't do that check.
Yeah, Sealed Cave just has so many items there. It's if you have turrets, you're guaranteed start. So if you have open world, it makes sense that people would go there immediately.
Just watching the Red Baron go to Returner's hideout. Nothing jumping out at me. Something to get excited about. So. And then Schwantz is right behind him.
Yep, Schwantz and Baron and Returner's very common early start. They'll probably follow it up with South Figaro for its chest density as well. Maybe just make their progression down there through Zen and into the Sealed Cave, maybe.
That makes sense. And you said you saw shields in the shop at Narsh?
Tortoise shields, yeah, for the jumping.
Oh, tortoise shield for the imp jumping, that's correct. Mr. Entity's starting to do the Figaro items.
Yeah. In World of Ruin, which is interesting. Yep. Oh, that returner for the Baron, that is really unfortunate. True boss of the game, NPC, just kicking his butt. He elects to go out and come back. Reset the NPC and go.
This is why, I mean, in an open world thing, like, oh, poor Schwantz, he's getting NPC too.
You'll love to see it.
I love in a seed where you can't take advantage of the fact that YNPC remove can break the game and get you to any check ever. We still don't have the YNPC remove. It's kind of fun to watch these runners. Just I can feel their frustration vicariously of being like, why is this NPC here?
Ooh, and a Minerva is what they get in the free check. Very good piece of armor. We'll see if anyone can equip it. Oh yeah, Cyan can. Setzer still has nothing. Minerva, if you're unaware, is one of the best items, best piece of armor in the game, mostly for the elemental immunities that you get with it. It makes things like dragons, which in this seed, dragons are mixed with all bosses, so a dragon fight could pop up at any time. So having elemental protection in case a red dragon or someone just pops out really save you.
Mr. Entity getting into a random encounter with a cursed shield Setzer. Is this intentional?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if he just forgot to put on the Moogle charm, or if he wants to take these fights. Because Setzer's got the shield.
You do need 12 fights, yeah, for the cursed shield. He's thinking shock can carry him through, so that's an interesting strategy. 12 is right at the cusp of, do you go for the Cruise Shield or do you not? It's a hard choice. And Illumina's in the shop
dead.
the Red Baron finds.
Yeah,
where is he at?
He's in balance.
South Figaro. Balance. Yep. Oh, see, he lost Setzer, so he's not uncursing that shield right now. just grabbing some experience for Cyan.
Yeah, doesn't Setzer have to gain magic points to break the shield? Yes. In the chat, 412-2 is the skip, as far as I'm aware. That's what I remember seeing.
Yeah, that's right. But the dragons are mixed in, so with it only being 2, you should find those while just doing your regular checks.
Mm-hmm. Merit award could be nice on the Red Baron screen. But yeah, also in the chat, the progress, the levels are scaled based on progress, and it's 2.5 times. So it's a little bit harder than the standard race, but no extra levels, and then a max level of 42, because that is the answer to everything.
Oh, which brings up another interesting point. We're talking about max level of 42. In this seed, Kefka is actually scaled. It's something we very rarely see in these seeds. Scaling Kefka, since he's just ridiculously hard as he is, you really need to have a good strategy prepared for him, or even if you are ready, you can get destroyed. So, but in this one, he'll be scaled only level 42, which is another reason why I think this could be a very fast seed.
It should be very fast, and Kefka shouldn't pose much of a problem. The only issue might be getting him to that perfect counter with Ultima range too early and not being prepared for it. But other than that, I think it shouldn't be too bad at all.
Oh, good thing Jack's got some green cherries running into Ghost Train. Getting quick imp.
Kid's struggling against a flame meter. Can't run away.
Yeah, not doing a lot of damage, and
Oof.
does he have the Minerva on Cyan, or yep, can't run away. He has got a Minerva on Cyan, he can win this fight, but it may take
Sid
a really long
resets.
time.
Nope, Sid opts to back out. No chance. And then we're watching Jack also struggling on the same area.
Cyan with 6 hit points left. Does he go for it? Yep. Hail Mary shock right here. And Acid Rain. Oh, but he blocks it.
A lot of shops. Nothing.
Ooh, Minerva's for sale in Pulingen. And snipers
nice.
too. If they get an offering, the sniper could be a very good item. The Schwantz find in there.
Interesting. Selling a weapon for the extra money. Fortunately, Cyan can't equip that Magus hat for the extra magic to his shock.
We got the Red Baron up in Albrook, one of my favorite places to go. There's some 5 chests there as well as shops. A great city to go to early in a run. Looks like the Schwantz sold the Cursed Shield instead of electing to fight 12 battles with it.
Sounds like something I would have done. For sure.
I probably would have too, but it's a hard call with that number there. But again, without doing fixed encounters, or at least I would be avoiding the fixed encounters. That makes sense.
And then Setzer's Setzer has jump already, right? Is that what we
Yeah,
saw?
he started with jump, so
he
and
just needs the
I
horn.
see in the chat someone found fixed dice, which could be huge. Fixed dice is the best spear.
Yeah. Imp Halberd I guess is what they got in the sealed cave treasure, so there's your imp strats coming into play.
Schwantz finding a cat hood. Cat hood is an awesome item. Not only is it the best hat for its stats, but it also gives you extra gold for fights won, so it can really give you a good head start by getting extra money through these fights and being able to buy these Minervas and Illumina and other things that we're finding in these shops. Anyone just joining unfamiliar with Worlds Collide? This is a Final Fantasy VI randomizer where most of the vanilla game is we try to remain true to it, but there's different flags that we can that you can select before the race that will change levels of bosses, locations of chests, what items are in the game, and pretty much anything can be mixed around and moved around. But bosses are still, for the most, who you expect them to be. They're still weak to the same elements. So knowledge of the vanilla game really helps jump in and play this randomizer.
Baron electing to fight some encounters to try and break that curse on that shield.
But a Scullion is so tough. So, I mean, it'll give a ton of experience if he can kill it, but that is a tough monster.
Yep, backs out.
Yeah, he resets. I think you're a little ahead of me on the stream. Maybe I should refresh.
Oh. I'm surprised that I'd be as up to date as I am. Ooh, a Mega Elixir from one of the chests in the sealed cave. You see there on the Schwantz screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's always a nice take.
Megalix is a great item to find. You always want at least one of them for when Kefka throws Fallen 1 down on you.
A little bit annoying that you can only use it in battles, but as long as you're smart.
Yeah, but it's good enough that it's worth the
Ooh,
inconvenience.
It's always fun to see something that's supposed to be fought in Kefka's tower standing in the middle of the field. Jack fighting against Guardian. Got Jack opting not to fight against the Guardian.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. We've seen a lot of resets, so I was thinking the seed, I mean, I don't think it's a terribly mean seed in and of itself, or at least the flag set is not, but the seed is proving to be rather difficult with these bosses.
For as open world as it is, it's kind of nice to see everyone doing the same things at the same times. Makes it easier to track for sure, but can't wait until we get to the mid-game and everything just starts going crazy.
The Schwantz electing to take some battles here in the sealed cave. That's something I've never seen done. That's another reason to watch these streams. It's fun to see other strategies.
Is that one of the fixed encounters that has a 42% chance of being a boss? The switch right there?
So it's the, how do they call it? It's not that every time he does that, it has a chance of a 42% chance. It's the monster combination. So that's
Right,
gonna
so
be the
either
same
it's-
fight every time, right?
Yeah.
If it's not a boss, it's not gonna be a boss. So
Makes sense.
we got the Baron fighting there too. Interesting. It's something I've never done, and here we got two racers doing it. It's not a lot of experience, but it is some, so.
You mentioned that, taking out undead monsters and mobs and stuff with Phoenix Downs and
Yeah, it really helps if you're playing a seed where monster and have an extra 20 levels or something like that. In a seed like this, where it's progression 2.5, without the progression, these monsters aren't going to be high level and you're not going to get a lot of experience. So it's not really a seed in which you'd hunt for undead. Mr. Entity making his way to the sealed cave.
Apparently he's renamed his characters and one of them is now Boo Jack. Thanks, chat, for keeping me up to date.
Yeah, I missed that too. There's a lot to keep track of, a lot to watch with 5 racers, so.
I'm an easily distracted guy, so I keep looking at each screen being like, oh, there's lava. Wait, I don't want to look at lava. Oh, I'm going to look at this guy. What's he doing?
And Sid finding the Illuminas for sale too in South Figaro. I don't know if he was able to buy one.
Kind of makes you wish you had Edgar already.
Absolutely. Get a discount on those Illuminas. Whoever has the cat hoods too to get some early money so they could buy those.
Alright, another boss. Jack's fighting against Welk in what looks to be a vanilla location, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, vanilla Welk. He's gonna shock him. Hopefully, he doesn't get
Oh,
too much
geez.
lightning.
He's got that. Oh, he doesn't have a Minerva equipped on Cyan. Just gonna keep taking that thunder damage, especially with the well going back into its shell. Oh, he's holding off. He's good. He's smart.
Yeah, not a ton of variants so far. We've got people in the sealed cave. I guess Jack is the only person so far that's done the Welk check. We got the Barons checking out the shop on the airship, getting a quick heal. Ooh, Super Balls for only 4,500 bucks. A Super Ball can be the difference between winning or dying on a boss fight. Those are very good find.
And we've seen everybody struggle against their first boss, so that Super Ball could come in handy to start getting
Absolutely.
on that curve.
And for only 4,500, most seeds I seem to find them to be 10,000 gold. So, ooh, and Setzer goes down on Welk fight, just leaving Cyan.
Oh, and poor Schwantz. He was doing all right, but Flame Meter was just too much.
Flame Meter just, yeah, killing him. Mr. Entity just fighting those battles, getting that curse shield done. After seeing all these bosses, the rough fights that we've had, that might be a really good call there.
It should pay off for Mr. Entity.
But Jack taking out Welk, taking out a boss. See what he gets for his efforts there. It's a Go-Go. Go-Go, not everybody's favorite character, but he goes really well with Super Balls, or say if you have a character with Bum Rush or Shock that he can then mimic. Go-Go can be extremely useful, especially early in a run. Or if Possess is in the game, which this one does not have Possess, so. Is the Schwantz fighting in, that looks like the Veld?
I think it is the belt. He's just going after those encounters he'd already experienced, I guess.
No experience there. Does he have a ribbon to uncurse his shield? No, because then the death counter would be on.
Yeah, I wonder what his play is. Is he just gaining magic points or gold? I don't know.
I don't know, it's interesting.
He's got an Esper. Maybe he's learning.
Oh, of course, because you don't need Gao. I'm not used to open world. He's doing Gao's check, of course.
Yeah, if he's got the dried meat, he's fine.
Yeah, I was thinking he didn't have Gao. I haven't played an open world seed since I very first started running this. 9 months ago?
Ooh.
So it definitely is throwing me off.
Check out Red Baron. Got the frozen Cyan and the Setzer on a death counter.
Yeah, fighting an ice dragon. Well, if Setzer can just keep jumping and whittling him away, maybe if Cyan can live through the ice attacks, he'll come back eventually. Might be worth it to take out a dragon.
That attack's going to do a lot of damage. Setzer's going to be in the air, hopefully avoid another hit, but he might come down before the next turn. Oh, he dodges it.
Yeah, poor Schwantz, he is fighting this again and again to try to find that character, and he is not having the best luck.
Yeah, he's not even doing what I do and using 4 characters or not having Gao yet. he's playing it smart, but it's just not working out for him.
I definitely feel his pain. I've been there.
For sure.
And he has an undead. He's got an insta-kill weapon, it looks like, on Setzer.
Can't use a wing edge against undead.
Which then killed it and brought it back to life. Oh, there he goes, the Baron, remembering he's got those Super Balls and taking out that dragon very quickly. As I said earlier, Super Balls early game can make your seed. Nice job with the Super Ball.
And the Magicite.
Learning Ice 3.
Schwantz gets, I didn't see what he got, but he got that Gao check finally to work out for him.
Not a character, though.
Nope.
Awesome. All of our characters. We're 20 minutes in and no one has found their third character yet. Very good. Still running around with Cyan and Setzer. Baron gonna do the falls check. Oh, using a tent. So Baron falls, you actually get healed before doing the check. So that is a superfluous tent, you may say.
I did not know that. That makes sense.
Yep.
Though.
Yep, you get healed before that fight, so. Now Entity taking on a Flame Eater, doing pretty good
Right.
damage.
And he's gonna fight a Dodaluma on the falls with Red Baron thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah,
And-
food.
Yeah, chat reminding us Jack's tracker is not up. We only have Sid's tracker up, but Jack does have 3 characters in Go-Go from the wealth check. That
Are we
doesn't give
counting
any
Jack
more
or not mentioning him? Because I thought he was just, you know,
Well,
kind of
you know,
there. Not
Who
really.
Jack, I mean.
Exactly. Nice of Sid to scooch over and give Jack some room. Both of these Dataluma fights seem to be going just fine. These runners have no problems with it at all.
Sid standing up against Guardian.
Yeah, taking the fight too. He's not backing down, so. Hopefully he has no problems with it. Schwantz taking out Dataluma first.
Red Baron.
Oh, but Baron
not
right
very far
behind him,
behind
and
him,
he
yep.
started the fight after Schwantz,
Quite a bit.
So.
Now
I
we'll
see
get to see
Mr.
what they
Entity
get.
was just in the shop. I didn't see if he bought any super balls though. But he definitely saw him in the airship.
Is he going to Magic?
It looks like it. Magitech's a great check if you're ready for it. So,
He's
a
got
couple of chances to get a character.
Speaking of getting a character, look who they've got.
Oh, Realm. Everybody's favorite murder child.
Isn't she beautiful? Why couldn't she have Shock?
That would be nice. Realm with Shock is definitely my favorite.
What does she got? Throw? Throw and natural
course.
magic, it looked like?
Oh, man. That is amazing.
That is a fantastic 36 magic power realm. I'll take it. It's
Yeah,
not
the
quite her
shurikens
normal
I think are
44.
based off your strength, but if she's throwing the fire skeins and water edges, those are all based off magic power, so she will be a very welcome addition to any team. Throw, my favorite ability. I think throw is the most powerful ability in the game.
It's free. You just have to use shops. I've seen plenty of the throws already in shops, so
Shurikens are gonna, even if they're more expensive than normal, they'll cost nothing. And they ignore defense. They can hurt things like Tri-Talk, which you would normally need fire magic for, so. And Jack finding a Doom Dragon.
and killing it like it's nothing.
That'll be some really good experience from that. Chad asking if we know who can equip an Illumina. I remember seeing them for sale, but maybe that's why they weren't tempted to buy them if no one could equip one. That's a very good point.
I've seen it in their inventory, which is weird because no one's put it on their character, so I'm assuming they can't.
Ooh,
Valiant
and a
Knight,
Valiant
Catwoman,
Knife.
Minerva.
And Minerva.
Yeah,
Cathood,
realm
that
is
is one
equipped.
decked out realm. Yeah. He's loaded for bear, as Saban would say. Or no, that was I think it
That was
Locke
Schwantz.
that
Yeah. Or, yeah.
in
We're
the
talking about
game,
something
yeah.
else. Yep. Yeah, we're coming up on the 25-minute mark. We've got some with Schwantz with 3-2 nothing. I don't know what Jack's at. Maybe he's at what, 3-1?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. But yeah, 2-1, 3-1, 2-2,
No,
3-2.
Jack's, yeah. I just know his 3 characters, and I know he's got at least one Esper because I saw he learned Ice 3 from the Esper that everybody picked up.
Right. Oh, Schwantz picked up a
Still a
Thunder
pretty
Shield.
close race. Ooh, a Thunder Shield. Thunder Shields are awesome for the immunity. do, I think, wind, and then it heals lightning, as well as teaches bolt 2, and just has awesome stats. All the elemental shields are top tier armor for sure.
I felt the indecision in this once in deciding whether to put it on Realm, who already had the Minerva, and being like, nah, it should go on Setzer for that.
Even though it'd be nice to teach her bolt 2 for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Have we gotten a chance to see what kind of natural magic Realm's starting to learn?
Oh, it says Baron has 2 Magicite. The tracker shows only 1 for him currently. So that would put him and Schwantz tied right now. What was your question there, Dusk? I'm sorry.
Just wondering if we knew what Realm's natural magic was.
Oh, I haven't seen. That is a good question. She probably doesn't have any yet, but she'll learn them quickly as she raises levels now. The Schwantz finding an imp, so likely a Magicite on his screen. Oh, the Ice Dragon. Let's see what kind of throws he's got. He's got 1 shuriken. Better make good use of it. Oh, just electing to fight with the Valiant Knife. Oh, and Realm can equip the Illumina, as we see on the Baron's screen. So the Realm can do everything. She can equip the Illumina, the Minerva, the Valiant Knife, and
Well,
she can
we call
throw.
her the murder for child for a reason, but seems
It'd
to
be
be a little
nice
bit
if it
different
was
now.
spread around a little bit between the other characters, but she just took all of the good abilities.
The red dragon in the middle of the Magitech factory. They've
Oh,
got
nice.
Ice 3, so that's a good elemental battle.
Make
Mr.
for a
NP.
quick fight for sure. Dragon's
nearly-
getting tons of experience.
Nearly
Tons of
4,000
magic
damage.
points.
Mr. Entity still has the Setzer jumping on Cyan, and he's just ignoring it.
As Cyan just rolls through the seed.
Killing that dragon that fast is so good for Mr. Entity at this point. Pretty good experience.
And again, we have no free progression on, so the checks that you merely have to walk up and talk to somebody will not give us espers or characters. They will be the top tier items. So a good way to get top tier items for sure. But more importantly, it means that almost all of the regular checks, the not free checks, will have some kind of progression. I think only 2 of those can be what we call a dead check, which is where you find a top tier item instead of a character or a Magicite. So Mr. Entity catching up on progression pretty fast here in Magitech Factory.
I know, right? Chat mentioning that Ragnarok Esper has that 20 times poison learn. So good, right?
It's so good. They'll learn poison so fast. Lots of enemies are weak to poison. That's great. Some of the harder
lots
enemies are weak to poison.
A lot of the harder bosses that aren't weak to anything else. Isn't
Not
like,
that it's still worth casting, but at least they're weak
Right.
to it.
Spicy Chicken, I believe, is one of those, and Katana Soul is another one that's weak to
Boombaba.
poison specifically. Boombaba is an excellent example. Spicy. Is Welk as well weak to poison?
Oh, I didn't know if
that.
Welk was weak to poison. That's good. That's news to me. Or is he just mentioning Welk's on the screen?
That could be it.
As the Baron is Ice 3 the crap out of it.
And it's dead.
Which we had Welk, so this is, how many of those Welks is he going to have to fight? Ooh, and the Schwantz debating whether or not he should throw a wing edge against that Guardian. I think he did. Oh, I guess weak to face punching, yeah. Oh, no, he just threw a shuriken. Okay.
That makes sense. I don't know if I'd waste. I mean, you want to throw the wing edge eventually, right? Ooh. Sid getting Palador for his Esper. With Ice 3 again. That's kind of sad to double up on the same tier 3 spell between Espers.
It would definitely be nice to get more. Yeah, it looks like he's not going to throw the... Oh, there he goes. He threw it. Wing Edge is a very good item. It does good damage, does same damage from front or back row, and it increases quite a few stats, making it very useful. But what would be more useful, in the Schwant's opinion, is a Dead Guardian. I'd have to agree with him.
Red Baron actually picks up Bolt 3 times 2 from an Esper.
And we got Sid going into the floating continent, it looks like.
Is that... I think that's World of Ruin Doomgaze check.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's just a Doomgaze check. Okay, I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's definitely the floating continent boss, but that's
yeah.
Doomgaze.
Maybe that's why I was thinking that.
Tentacles on Mr. Entity screen, your favorite boss in the entire game.
Tentacles is such a pain in the butt, especially when you've only got 2 characters and they grab them. Very frustrating.
Tentacles is the boss you don't want to see at the very beginning. If that's your first boss, you just nope out.
You reset for sure, yeah. And
slow
Schwant's taking
and
out
then the
Guardian. Learning some good spells. Cure 3, Ice 3. And his Odin Magicite.
Ifrit Esper from the Doomgaze check, I believe. And then he goes to the
Mr.
Falling
Entity having no
Houses.
problem with those tentacles. Looks like Setzer finally has his Paladin shield, so
It's a good equipment. Is it on par or better than the Minerva?
Paladin shield is probably the best defensive item in the game, I would say.
Okay. Because it does the same. It does a very similar thing, giving the defense,
Yes.
but also really adding on to your elemental immunities.
Immunities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paladin shield. To uncurse the Paladin shield in the vanilla game, you have to fight 255 battles with it equipped.
Yep.
The 12 seemed like a lot here, but it is much nicer than vanilla, so. Baron running into Ghost Train, trying to cast a Doom on him. And he gets it.
Succeeding. So we see
That
two
was a
Doom
quick,
Trains die
that
at the
was a
same
quick
time.
train fight.
Red Baron and Schwantz once again beating the same boss at the same
At
time.
the same time, yeah, very similar runs. Mr. Entity with Shock making very quick work of Tri-Talk. That could be a very difficult fight if you don't have the right setup for him.
Boo Jack ice 3ing the Rex Soul and just killing it really quickly.
Ooh, Sid buying an offering. We saw Valiant Knives earlier. He might, if he has one, that is a very strong combination, so. Of course, we saw snipers too. He may be using it on a sniper.
I think I see Mr. Entity really considering buying that Mega Elixir. I think he wants it. He's going through his inventory, selling what he doesn't need. Nope, just getting money.
Yeah,
I thought he
just
wanted the
selling
Mega
stuff.
Elixir, but that makes more sense. Dragon Horns for
World of
sale.
Ruin Zen check is a very quick check with quite a few chests that we got Sid doing. I think that's a really good check. That's a good call.
I'm
We
seeing
got
the
Schwanz
Schwanz and
Mount
Red
Holt.
Baron. Both of them.
Oh yeah, these two. Red Baron and Schwanz doing.
And Jack! They're all
Oh
there.
yeah, we got Jack doing it as well. Even in complete open world, we get 3 of the 5 runners doing the same check at the same time.
Baron and
34
Schwanz.
minutes in.
Same person confirmed. Absolutely, chat.
Yeah, Baron and Schwanz are pretty much the same person.
Let's
As
see
they
what
have,
all three of
they
them
do
are
all the
gonna
same
fight.
checks together.
Tentacles.
Looks like there's a slight difference. One has 4 Espers, where the other has 3 Espers and a dragon, so. But not much variance in the run. And the Tentacles fight again. That Illumina getting a Pearl proc for the Baron.
Now we see Sid and Mr. Entity feeling left out, and so they're both gonna go fight a ghost train together.
I see that the Baron got fixed dice. I don't remember where he picked those up. I believe that was from the Ice Dragon, maybe, or something. I'm not sure
From the Ice
everybody has
Dragon?
those fixed dice. So, but the Red Baron's making good use of them. And Mr. Entity with as many Espers as anybody, but still only 2 characters, him and Sid both, and fighting the Ghost Train at the same time.
I believe one of them went to Mount Zozo and got fixed dice from the cranes, was it?
That sounds right. And nice use of the Schwantz using Doom to finish off that bottom left tentacle. I always forget which one of those is susceptible to Doom, so that was a really good play.
Remember? I didn't even know Ghost Train was susceptible to Doom.
Yeah, most of the undead enemies are, so. And yeah, Schwantz and Baron, again, just a couple seconds different from each other. We'll see if Schwantz runs over to the South Figaro Cave. Mr. Entity going for the Imperial Camp.
Someone else went to the Imperial Camp really early. I believe it was Jack who went there. I find it an interesting choice with the possibility of fixing counters, every single one being a boss. That scares me too much. I probably wouldn't make that decision myself.
Yeah, I would have written those ones off for sure too. So, but it's been paying off, so. The Baron taking on the Guardian fight.
Breana helping us keep track of who's doing what. Baron's now doing the one check that Schwantz already had done.
Oh, okay. There he goes. We were talking about poison. It was a good ability. Mr. Entity is using it on Ultros. I don't know if he meant to cast Ice 3, but that's what he cast. And it looks like in the bottom right we have Jack working on that Curse Shield as well. I don't know if he's been working on it the whole time, but Setzer is working on breaking that Curse Shield. I'm surprised as many runners decided to break that, or to uncurse that as they did. I think at 12, that's a lot of fights to try to do that with. But the Paladin Shield is very much worth it, so. Oh, and his first fight in the... So there are a few different fixed encounters that you can run into when you go to the Imperial Camp. So you won't run into the same one every time, and our runners might not run into the same ones. So, Mr. Entity running into Guardian right away. I believe Welk was also there. He might have to fight several Guardians instead of several Welks to get through that fight.
Red Baron cleaning up his Guardian to just get the check, not having to fight multiple of them. Grabs the healing pond. Move on. Jack, we see, is finally getting that realm that a lot of other people have been able to get. Mr. Entity has not forgotten that. He's not done that check. Or Sid.
Mystery just working on that Guardian. Guardian, of course, a Kefka Tower boss with a lot of hit points, so not an easy fight for sure.
Does Guardian cycle through more battle programs than Ultros's?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he can do a couple of them. Like, none of them are coming to mind right now, but he definitely has.
Does he have like
Has them other
Dadaluma?
than
I remember him like healing himself with potions and throwing knives at me, and that was the worst time I've ever had with Guardian.
Yeah, anytime they throw a knife at you, those are always way overpowered.
Brianna telling me Ultros, Dadaluma, then Air Force with the missile.
There you go.
Other abilities.
The missiles is a real big pain. I can take it out of life. Mr. Entity on his next Guardian. It will be a lot of experience, but whew, not gonna be fast.
Yeah, we're barely struggling to have anyone have more than 3 characters. I believe Sid is about to get Go-Go, and he still has not found the murder child, so that skip is starting to look a lot more viable. 4 to 5 espers between everybody. And only getting up to the 3rd character. This 40 minutes into this.
Red Baron electing to do the Magitech. We'll see if he still does all 3 Magitech.
Of course, Red Baron's in Magitech. The Swans is there too.
Of course, I should have known. As they do the same, every tech the exact same. Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing with the skip that they elected to do with as the seed is 12 espers and 4 characters. A lot of our runners are probably thinking that's the way to go right now. If no more characters show up. That's a good point, Lore.
Kind of painful to watch Jack. He's not having a good time with this Ultros 1. This Ultros 1 is just beating him down. Resets out.
Oh no! All he had was Setzer left.
And Setzer had the shield and was confused.
Mm-hmm. Right. An entity taking out yet another Guardian.
How much is that experience looking for him?
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot. If he has to fight one more Guardian. For his sake, I hope not. Okay, he gets an Ultros. There we go.
A lot nicer than a Guardian. Yeah. But Jack struggled,
fight.
So maybe I shouldn't talk.
That's true.
Nope, he brings it down. He's fine.
Jack checks Fanatic's tower. It's a great check if you're prepared for it. Elects not to do it, however. Goes and checks Mobliz instead.
Ooh, grabs a Thunder Shield from the clock. Very nice. Always appreciated a shield.
Any elemental shield is always welcome.
And
not only are they top tier defense, but they're a great way to damage final Kefka.
Yeah, you learn the Bolt 2 for early on, and then you just drop it on Kefka and pray for the best.
And Sid finding a Gao, that will put him up to 5 characters, right? Or no, that's his 4th. Okay.
That is his 4th, yes. And seems like Jack realized that he didn't really want to get just an Esper for doing the Mobliz check. He likes to go out of it. Instead heads to T's end. Which is actually pronounced Zen, but I don't care.
T's end, definitely.
Mm-hmm. T's end. Uh-huh. That's the intended way, right?
The T is there, so...
Ooh, Red Dragon using Quasar on Red Baron. He just throws the dice and kills it anyway, but...
That was a good die roll for sure. And Mr. Entity. If he is doing Baron Falls, he will finally get his 3rd character. Realm will be a very welcome addition to his team, I'm sure. Andrew Rancho, it's probably pronounced Zen, but T-Zen is way cooler, or a lot cooler. I agree. I always called it Zen, but I introduced this game to my kids not that long ago, and they were like, we're going to T-Zen, and I was like, no, that's not how you pronounce it. And now I've always pronounced it that way.
It just stuck. It's so much more fun. Oh, look at Sid pulling off that, walking past the soldiers and the Kefka Narsh check and running into Doomgaze. He's the right level.
Yeah, let's hope he's not multiple level 5. No, he's good. All right.
Yeah.
Schwantz with his Ice 3 should make very quick work of this Red Dragon.
Oh no, Red Baron and Schwantz. You're not communicating. Red Baron totally got out of Magitech, but Schwantz is still going in. Thought they were doing the same things.
Will they finally diverge? It's worked out pretty well for both of them, so...
Jack buying a snow muffler and some ninja stars for the murder child.
Oh, and Sid losing 2 characters so far to Doomgaze. Just casting Doom on him. Is that
Right
Mr.
there.
Entity noping out of that check?
Yeah.
Not finding
I
what he
don't-
wanted there.
I don't know out of enough checks, so I completely understand that. Getting a cat.
Grabbing some free progression. Grab a cat hood, yeah. Oh, but then doesn't grab the shop.
I mean, bolt edges. Other than that,
Yeah, with
Grabbing
Realm, Bolt Edge is an awesome item to find.
that's right, Lady Lore. Narsh definitely seems to have all the characters, but between Gao, Gogo, and the Yeti located
In
there.
open world, too, I mean, Narsh is a great place to go. You can jump straight from
Get the Terra check,
the
the
Welk
Mog
check,
check.
yeah, the Welk check, straight to the Mog check, straight to Kefka and Narsh.
Kefka.
I mean, 3 checks right there in a row. Normally, you wait for the perfect combination of characters to make that worth it. In an open world.
And then you'd go back into the ruin because you can go to the weapon shop, you can go up to Tritalk, and then you can do the Yeti check.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Cyan's
Rather-
Dream. Not a joke.
Cyan's
Your actual
Dream, my-
favorite. Yeah, your
That's
actual
my
favorite.
check. Yeah, I do. I mean, it's better if you have sword tech, but even without sword tech, I mean, you can grab 3 quick Magicite for 2 in a character, and I feel it's very fast. So I'm a little tired of doing the puzzle on the train, but it's still a good check.
And he gets a MagiMaster. Amazing. I've been waiting for a MagiMaster in this scene.
If he has the Minerva on Cyan,
yeah.
I mean, Minerva Shock shouldn't be a problem. Oh, and he knows Berserk
Literally,
anyway.
Literally, as I
He's
say
very
that,
ready.
check out Jack. I hope Jack is as
Oh,
ready as
Jack also
Bonk
has
is.
a Magimaster. Does he know Berserk? It's looking like he does not. So the Schwantz will make very quick work of this Magimaster. Jack finding one is a fixed encounter. That is rough.
That's the tentacles check.
Oh, it is oh,
Yeah,
because in this, bosses are not shuffled. They're random.
They're random. Exactly.
So we might have the same boss showing up multiple times. I remember that now.
Yep.
So we know at least where 2 Magimasters are. I think when we were reading the flags, I told you there'll be 5 Magimaster in this
Yes, you did.
in this seed.
You
So
said
let's-
5. I
let's see if
imagine-
that happens.
I imagine there has to be at least 2 in Kefka's tower. You know, the Guardian and then one of the statues. Preferably not back to back, of course. That'd be too reliable. But yeah, Schwantz cleaning up that Magimaster. At the same time, Mr. Entity cleans up his Air Force. That'll give Mr. Entity an Esper.
Oh, this Magimaster fight is... Oh, and he's down. Good job. Jack taking out Magimaster.
Getting an Edgar for it.
That is a
Sword
horrible check to die to as well, because you have to go through the cave and wait for the guys and go down the stairs. I mean, it's a long way between the last time you saved to when you get to do that check. That is a terrible check to have to nope out of or die to. So, good for Jack.
But Jack's got the characters, probably wants some more Espers. He's got a guy with sword tech. I can see him going straight to that Cyan's Dream and just running into that Magimaster again and being so mad.
Well, we know we can take a Magimaster fight, so it won't be that terrible.
That's true. Ooh.
So
Red Bear
Demon
gets
Fox
that
Phil
proc on Doomgaze, amazing.
has a question. He says, I don't remember what you can get from certain checks. Yeah, so it just... Most checks are either a Magicite or an item. And then a few checks can only be a Magicite or a character, or some can be all 3, a character, a Magicite, or a unique item. But this seed we have with the no free progression means that those free checks are most of the items. I believe there's 2 of the normal checks can still end up being a dead check, but that would be all.
And I think we've seen only one of those. I believe it was like a cat hood from Imperial Fort or something like but with the characters and the espers, there are certain ones that can only be characters. Well, there's some that will never be characters. For instance, the Magitech Factory can only have a character from the third one, I believe. The previous two will be an item or an esper every time.
And then with the Dream, the second one can be either.
Yes.
The first and the third will be a Magicite or an item.
I'm excited to see what he gets. Jack walking past the dragon. You think he'll take him on the way back?
Usually,
Won't even
grab
be-
the character first and then fight the
I mean-
dragon so the character can gain the magic points and the experience.
I was just gonna say dragons are mixed in, so it might not be worth it. Hence, and then we see Schwantz fighting his ice dragon, his second.
Yeah, he likes not to fight the dragon. Since it is just any random boss, may not be a dragon.
It might not be worth the experience, and certainly isn't worth the progression.
But that will give Schwantz his second dragon, so he will be ready for the skip. And he's 3 and 8. I mean, he just wants to get to 4 and 12 for the skip then. Very viable.
Red Baron
And the gold dragon on Mr. Entity's team.
Red Baron getting his Gao. He's actually approaching the Rex just to enter Kefka's tower. Him
He's
and
super
Sid
close.
seem to be the closest on characters.
Mr. Entity, knowing the dragon weakness, knowing, again, your knowledge of the vanilla game can really help you out here. He casts Berserk on Gold Dragon. So Gold Dragon will just pitifully punch him for a minute until he can finish it off.
I'm gonna have to use that later, because I've used the Thunder Shield to be immune to the lightning and just attack him until he dies through that, but I didn't know the Berserk works. That's good to know.
Yep, Berserk renders him useless.
See what we get for completing Science Dream with the Schwantz.
Schwantz already up to 10 Magicite. Hopefully this is his 11th. Oh, it is. Or was that his 10th?
That was his 10th,
That was his 10th, okay.
I believe.
He really needs to find, so there's quite a few checks in the game that you can check before grabbing. Phantom Train, Mobliz, Fanatic's Tower. I won't be surprised if we see the Schwantz go ahead and just see if he can find those characters to finish it off. Through the checks you can peek, but at the same time, you might as well just do checks, and if he gets the skip, go for the skip.
He's only
He's
2
5.
espers away and 1
That's
character.
true.
I'd go for the
That's-
skip. The skip is less checks.
The
and
skip is
easier
fewer
to get.
checks. Yeah, absolutely. That would be the better play, I think. Kilbasiago, yo-ho. What's up,
Hey.
Kilbasiago?
Your best friend, Kilbiasago.
The cheesy sausage. 53
TL?
minutes here. Looks like a lot of our characters a lot of our runners getting pretty close to running to Kefka's tower.
So
Keep my 90-minute projection free, or true.
Yeah. Under an hour and they're looking pretty good. I'm not, like, there's an Illumina in play, there's jumping, there's fixed dice, there's Murder Child with throw, and Cyan with shock. The Red Baron doing a check that is dead. It's part of the free progression that's locked out. Go for the monster in the box and finds a presenter.
Presenter, another one. The shell is susceptible to insta-death, so we'll see if he uses that or if he just kills it.
There he's doing damage. Oh, he's gonna attack herself.
Breana, they figured out we were onto them. They're like, oh, okay, we'll sort of mix up our runs a little bit. The Baron and the Schwantz. Schwantz not wanting to fight that dragon. He doesn't need it, so... And he will find his 4th character up here, so that'll be very useful. He'll just be 2 Magicite away. Looks like Mr. Entity was trying to remember which one was weak to lightning and which was weak to bolt. He gets the right one.
And rights, get them mixed up and it's bad. see Sid doing the science stream, getting that MagiMaster. That, I believe, is the same MagiMaster that we saw earlier with where the Stooges are.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Using his fixed dice offering for lots of damage. Perfect for MagiMaster. Crane getting his reflect on just in time for that fire 3. Luckily it just heals Setzer over on Mr. Entity's screen.
Is hurt by lightning. Interesting. Did Mr. Entity put the Minerva on Cyan, or did he put it on Realm?
I think he put it on Realm. That's what I remember seeing. Oh, and who dat 42 gifting a whole bunch of subs. Gifting the sub to Javinator, Acadine Star. Oh, I can't read all these names. That's a lot of
Anthony
them.
Nelms 38, Jay on Twitch, and the House of Claws.
Awesome. That's, I believe, all of the subs and all the money for the site end up going to charity. I don't believe anyone benefits from that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Might as well throw another plug. Again, this is the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide randomizer for Final Fantasy VI. Please check it out, play the game. It's a fun game, and then join us on the Discord. Very active, very friendly community, willing to help you out as you try to get started. Oh yeah, come hang out.
Great. Yeah, you guys got me into it a few months ago. I've kind of been lurking, just having fun, interacting a little bit. Every single interaction I've ever had has been wonderful. So thank you to everybody who's been so nice. This game has been super fun to play with, and I'm glad to be able to participate more. This is a good time.
Javinator throwing up the bot so you guys can quickly ping the site or the Discord. Thanks for that, Javinator. The Baron taking on Pugs on his screen. The Pugs fight is a fight that's has a chance of dropping a Minerva, and that's always a welcome gear to find, so doesn't look like he got it this time though. And he only has 40 some odd seconds left, so hopefully he's not like me and forgets the timer and spends too much time and dies in Opera House like I did earlier.
Looks like Schwann's getting an offering for killing a monster in a box, getting a Katana Soul.
Oh, and Jack taking out Guardian with 47 hit points left on one character.
Close call, and he's got another fight coming.
Ooh, and Schwann's finding an experience egg. I didn't see those earlier. That's always a very welcome item to find. That can definitely change your seed.
Yeah, with him being one character away, one Esper away. Hey, Lady Laura's mentioning that too. Getting a good offering, getting a good experience egg. This might be a go for him. And he'll get his final character. Nope, he'll get his last Magicite. So now he just has to make sure he can go and find the character. There's a lot of need.
He has the character here in Narsh if he goes to the World of Balance and goes up and gets Gao at the top.
Oh yeah, it just goes. And
so
he can do the
character
Yeti
right
check.
here if he does it.
He could do the wealth check, I mean, and he could easily grab a character, or he could do the Kefka at Narsh.
That's true. There's both of them right there.
Or the Lone Wolf. I mean.
Yeah.
Check straight.
The Mog check.
But yeah. Just a world away, and he's fighting Goddess. Much nicer to see once you've got your power in play.
Oh yeah, he's got the strength. He should have no problem with Goddess. So.
Got your throwing.
Baron checking his track right there, see how much he's got. He's 6 and 7, just needs a few more checks as well.
A lot of Guardians.
Mr. Entity fighting yet another Guardian. He must be loving this fight.
That's an Ice 3. I think he's got a Bolt spell too.
Looks like Jack is also fighting multiple Guardians while he's in the Imperial camp. This one he takes out a lot smoother than the last one. Nearly all of it, or with all of his characters up.
I believe Jack noped out of the Imperial camp forever ago, so it's interesting he's come back to it knowing they're Guardians, trying to get that experience, trying to get those battles in.
Yes, Bree definitely re-rolled the seed multiple times until she found one with lots of Guardians and MagiMasters. I'm pretty sure that happened.
She didn't have to roll very many times, though. She's good at getting them.
And there we have the Schwantz with his 12th Magicite, just one more character. And he is ready to go.
Can't track Jack, but I don't think he's in second place for getting all of the checks ready, but I'm not sure.
He might be, yeah. I mean, all of our runners are pretty dang close, it looks like. I mean, 3-8, 6-7, 6-8. Mr. Entity just struggling all seed to find another character.
Hasn't done any
Of course, the
those
Schwantz
cards.
is there with him too. He also only has 3 characters. So, checking the Velt. Velt's a great one because, again, you can go in and peek, see if it's a character, and nope out if it does not have it. Going into Kefka's tower, I mean, he'll be ready at the skip, but going into Kefka's tower with 4 characters is always sketchy. I mean, you have to have your movable charm on your characters that you're using, so I like the seeds that have a 7 character requirement because I like going to Kefka's tower with 7 characters, but it can be done with 3 or 4 for sure.
But it sucks for that relic spot that you have to sacrifice, especially with your Dragon Horn mixed with Dragon Boots builds, your Offering builds. There's a lot of things that suffer from it.
And it's a Magicite. He is going to
Nope out.
use a Warp Stone. He's got 1 left.
We got Doom up in the Red Baron screen. That's not a boss I want to see ever, but he's working on it. He's doing good. He's gonna get it, but
yeah, he's with Shock, Fixed Dice. Even when he goes into his second stage where he is harder to hit and reflects magic, he shouldn't be much of a problem for the Red Baron with his build that he's got. The Jack casting Doom on Ghost Train.
Swan's checking Mobliz, finding out it's not a character, and he's going to be leaving there.
Oh, and Realm killing herself with a Bolt 3 on the Red Baron's screen. Right before the Cure 3 comes out.
That's a tough break. You want her alive for that experience. But with Throw, I mean, oh.
Fun times of jumping from check to check to find a character. Absolutely, Demons. Foxville. The Schwantz is ready. He wants to go, but he just needs that 4th character.
I can feel almost the entire chat just willing Schwantz to just go to Narsh. Just
go to
Narsh.
Narsh. There's 2 of them there.
Yeah, there is. There's a Yeti, there's Gao.
But if I remember right, he has to fight. This is a hard
And there's
fight
Go-Go.
here.
There's
But
3
there's
options.
Go-Go. So he's gonna.
There's,
It was here that was Go-Go, right? Oh, it's Edgar.
It's Edgar, yeah.
Okay,
Edgar
so
with the
there's his 4th
sword tech.
character.
And he's done the dream, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
I think he was the one that did it. And honestly, seeing an Edgar with sword tech after doing the dream would be so nice. You're like, yeah, my 4th character, and he's already got a good ability.
Yeah, Sword Tech, a fantastic ability, especially for Kefka being able to use. I've seen a lot of Doom and other abilities, which is great, but Sword Tech 8 never misses in killing the Long Arm and Tools in tiers 1 and 2 in Kefka. Sword Tech 7, massive damage. Edgar's not the best for magic power, so he probably won't be using Sword Tech 6. But then Sword Tech 5 is an insta-heal, so very, very useful ability. The Red Baron finding a Mog. He's getting up there in characters. Seems to be one of the only runners that can find characters this seed.
Up to 7, he's only 1 away for getting that entering Kefka's tower. And I think he's gotten every character. Nope, he hasn't gotten Edgar, so.
And the Schwantz having to take MagiMaster.
Put in the Berserk on him. He's got it. He's fine.
Yep. I believe he's the one that cast Berserk on him in the dream.
That makes sense. Jack's screen, seeing a Yeti in the sky is always something that I never thought I'd say out loud, to be honest with you.
Taken out of context, it sounds very weird.
Yep. But he's killing the Yeti in the sky, so he'll be fine. Shocking it and throwing some ninja stars at it. It'll bring it down pretty quick. I just wanted to keep saying that 7.
The Yeti
So
in the
wild. However,
Well,
Runner's
having
taking
no problem
fights.
with MagiMaster. That will be his 4th character. We'll see if he goes straight to Kefka or if he feels he needs to do some more to prepare.
The Yeti in this guy needs to be an ice cream shop or something. I'd go to that ice cream shop. That sounds delicious. Yeah, Red Baron got his 7th character. Sid, 6 and 9. He's just a few characters away and an Esper away. And he's finishing up what looks to be Magic Factory, getting a dragon and get some if I can talk anymore. Getting some good experience in.
And Mr. Entity doing the Lone Wolf check, which we know will give him a character. So he's been at 3 all seed. He'll be very happy. Over an hour into the seed to find his 4th character will be a welcome sign.
Apparently there are multiple Yetis in the sky. I think it's one of the fixed encounters. Is he doing Floating Continent? I actually don't know what check Jack is doing, but I think I've seen 2 Yetis in the sky now.
In breaking news today, Yeti was seen posing menacingly, flying through the Sky Police. Sky Police have advised that people remain in their homes. That's
Amazing.
fantastic.
So he's gonna go for a 3rd Yeti in the sky, right? That's gotta be a thing. Because he's doing Floating Continent.
It's possible that there are other fights, of course, but it may be his 3rd Yeti.
Well, it looks like he's doing some cleanup checks.
Oh no, he's on the boss. He's on his first boss fight, Jack. So.
Okay.
And it's a Funbaba. Funbaba 3 is not mixed in. Breana was nice and left that fight out, so.
Jack having that Edgar, getting some Illuminas. I don't think he put Edgar in the front. Something I learned about. Does Edgar has to be in like the first slot to get the discount, right? In South Figaro?
Yeah, he needs to be the lead of the party. I believe that's only in the world of Ruin, though, and the Illuminas were in the world of Balance, so that wouldn't help here.
Gotcha. But anyway, he's able to buy 2 of them just fine. Double equips them on Edgar.
Genji Glove, giving some great stats. Illumina, clearly the best, well, I guess with Valiant Knife and Atma Weapon, it's debated, but the Illumina is genuinely regarded as the best sword in the game. Not only is it great for attack damage, the Pearl procs, but it also increases almost all of your stats, including your evade. So, and equipping 2 of them, those stat increases do stack.
It's the best sword in the game by far that uses the normal damage formula to calculate its damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's easily the best weapon with Pearl procs, as well as it's just pure stat increases. It increases all of your stats, like you mentioned, your evasion and everything. It's a fantastic sword.
Well, we have our first, we have our off-stream winner. Doesn't has finished with a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 2 seconds. Very, very fast seed for Doesn't.
Congratulations, that's amazing. GG's to Doesn't.
Doesn't, for anyone who's unaware, is the true boss of Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide.
He's been the leader of the Seed of the Weeks that we've had a goal of being able to get just faster than hit him maybe once. I've never done it. Hash just did it once.
Just the one time.
Yeah, you got him on that one Seed of the Week. And
this last week, yeah.
But yeah, he's the one to beat. Doesn't. Great guy. Fantastic runner. It's fun to
Very,
watch
very good
him on
runner.
screen.
Absolutely. We got Schwantz not too far behind him, it looks like. Going through Kefka's tower. Not looking like he's having a problem with it, so.
Ultros is one of your statues is never a bad thing. whack at it with some Illuminas, get some throw procs, hopefully kill it really quick. Max level is 42, so we
Could be
kind
easy
of
for him,
predicted.
for sure.
We've kind of
Mr.
predicted
Entity
the
with
end
his
game to
fourth
be
character
easier.
just needs 3 more Magicite and he's good to go as well. Oh, but he's gonna go for another character. He's going for the 5th, grabbing the Yeti instead of going for the skip. Well, I was just gonna say unless you wanted the checks, but that doesn't apply here. So he is going for a 5th character. I don't know if he forgot the skip or just wants more characters.
For Mr. Entity, right? Won't this be his 6th character? Or just his 5th? It'll be his
I
6th.
think it's his 5th, right? Oh, it would be his 6th. You're correct.
Yeah, because he's got a full team and then Go-Go on the other one.
Yeah.
So he'll be up to 6th. That's only 2 and 1 away. Same amount of checks between characters and espers, so...
Not
Speaking
quite
of-
getting the skip, needing to take one fight.
Speaking of being 2 and 1 away, Red Baron, 2 espers and 1 character away.
Those Gao abilities are not my favorite. Morph Steel Magic.
Yeah,
That
no.
makes him a little harder to use for sure.
Yeah, Gao swapping out both the Rage and the Leap for different abilities. He can get him with Fight, which is always fantastic on Gao with his crazy vigor. You can get any 2 combination of abilities, so it's really fun to mess with Gao specifically and give him some really cool stuff for your fun. But when you see him in a randomizer with random unique abilities, you don't know if he's going to have 2 really bad abilities, okay ability, or if he's gonna double up and get Sword Tech and Shock. Don't know.
Yeah, we know all the hard bosses were early in the seed, where all those other checks. So Kefka Tower is proven to have pretty nice bosses, as we've already fought, 4 or 5 Guardians, 2 MagiMasters.
Oh, poor Mr. Entity. He
Oh
goes for
no!
Doomgaze and
All
he's
of
the wrong
them.
level. Oh, and you never think, oh, am I a multiple of 5 until you get into the battle and you see Doomgaze and you're like,
Oh, I'm
no.
not healing between. His guys all have 1 hit point, so
Gonna take the Cure 2 as
do a
his
quick
first
cure
action.
too. Oh, nice block by Setzer. Didn't lose his character.
Didn't lose that Cure either. That was good.
He needs to take a couple of these fights, make sure his guys raise the level before he tries that again. We'll see how much, see if he gets a level from this fight. Boojak did, but I didn't see the others, so he'll probably jump in and fight another one.
It's just the one. 41, 40,
Yep.
40, 40.
That is just fantastic luck. That's Hashmalim luck right there.
Doesn't putting in the chat, the only issue he had this seed is that he couldn't find a gauntlet. Interesting.
He's a big fan of getting a gauntlet with the Illuminas or Ragnaroks.
That makes sense.
I've never did that before watching him, and then I've seen him make real good use of that, so now I use Gauntlet a lot more than I ever did before, so.
Yeah, I haven't been good about using the gauntlet either. So that's
Gauntlet with
But
an Illumina
it really
is
works
very,
well
very
with
good.
specifically.
I mean, you get quad
Makes
9s
sense.
pretty early in the seed, so. A lot of people prefer the Genji Glove Illuminas for more procs and the double up bonus on the stats, I guess, but Gauntlet's a very valid option.
Wants team, he's fighting Doom in one of the spots for a statue, which actually makes sense. And
There we
gets
go.
frozen.
So not too easy.
But with that
Oh,
Valiant
nice.
Knife
Gets hit by
offering-
700. That will make his offering do a lot more damage. So
Yep.
help him out for a quicker fight. Jack finishing it up Floating Continent, grabbing the Magicite there. No idea what he's at.
And up to 2,800 per hit on that Valiant
Red
Knife.
Baron
Take
very
that too.
close to being to go to Kefka's tower as well. Just a couple more checks.
Doesn't talking about how he could only afford 2 Illuminas, one for Rum and one for Dodo. Seems that Schwantz was running into the same problem, getting 2 Illuminas for his Edgar.
Having the fixed encounters be bosses really takes out a lot of the money because bosses don't generally give you money. So That's one of the best ways to get money in this game, is to go fight those fixed encounters, and not having those, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Entity having this standalone Go-Go fighting some brawlers.
Oh no.
I want to see what he makes of this.
Oh, he can do it. He's got throw.
Oh, he's got throw. Yeah, he'll.
Oh, but he's gonna use
got some
Pearl
edges.
Rod? There he goes. Okay, the throw. Bolt and water edges. Good, his Go-Go will get some levels too. I'm sure he's happy about that. No.
What do you mean? Go-Go with levels is OP.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Sure.
levels are the most important thing you can get, so. Sid hoping for a skip, Lady Lore says, but needs a dragon still. Let's see. Sid being 6'11", only would need one more Magicite for the skip, one more Magicite and one more dragon.
Red Baron.
He's also only 2 characters away from just going in, so.
Yep.
And where is Jack? That looks like he is in Magitech.
Yep, that's the first check. That Inferno that I've seen so many times and never mentioned.
Yeah. Inferno, one of the Kefka Tower bosses again. He can be really tough depending on when you get him in a seed. That shrapnel ability can do a ton of damage.
Murder Child on the Schwanz's screen, killing Ifrit instantly, never seeing Shiva. And that's, I think, his last statue.
And back to the Doomgaze fight for Mr. Entity. This time all of his people live. I'm sure he was very happy about that.
Yeah, he's not counting the seconds.
Only on a restream. Only when you've got a large audience do things that terrible actually happen to you. So. Just catching up on chat here. Saying he used Realm as his main Luminous Swinger, doesn't says. And egg recipient, yeah, absolutely putting the experience egg. I'll be interested to see, or we can ask him, how early did you get that experience egg, doesn't it? Looks like most of our runners didn't do the Narsh checks until quite late in the seed. So they weren't able to make good use of that experience egg, just for the last couple fights here.
Fairly early, that makes sense. That helps
Fairly
you really early on.
Like level 19-ish? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think our runners were closer to 30-ish levels when they got it.
That's what I'd say, yeah. Red Baron getting an
And of
S.
course, as soon as Gao dies, that's when Doomgaze dies.
Keeping that
grant
one
another
character
Magicite.
alive never works.
He will need just one more, it looks like, then.
Yep. And we see Sid is ready to do the skip. And, oh wait, yeah, he's doing it. He's entering Kefka's tower, and he's going to start working on the bosses. As Schwanz
Yeah,
has
doesn't.
here.
I think that was the good call. I was mentioning that earlier with the open world is just so outside of my thought process that I didn't think of it earlier how nice it would be to go do all of the Narsh checks together. That'd be a very efficient use of time, because normally you need the perfect combination of characters to make it worthwhile, but in this seed, starting with that made that a very good couple of checks to do. So, good call there, I think. And we got Jack and Magitech 3. Looks like Schwanz on tier 1 Kefka isn't having too much problems at all.
Sid taking down his first statue.
Oh, I didn't see Sid get to Kefka Tower. He's catching up. That's great.
Yeah, he got the skip and he dropped in. Sid hasn't skipped finding that dragon in the magic tech.
We knew he was just one dragon away, so.
Yeah, that red dragon must have been really nice to see.
Nightmare is also really good in the sea. Doesn't says with the 3 Magicite. Absolutely, it was.
Still your favorite, and still for good reason. I mean,
That's a good check for sure. And for those who found Edgar getting the sword tech, that's been really useful. So
Edgar got the sword tech 8 off on the long arm. Looks like he's gonna go now and do it on magic. The tech, I think it's actually
tools. Yeah.
Tools.
Yeah.
I always think it's the lady because it.
I know the girl's like right there, but yeah.
No, it's that weird technical.
Tools or machine? I might be calling it wrong. It might be called. I don't remember.
I think it's called different depending on the Game Boy Advance versus the actual data mines, the SNES version. So. I believe tools is what they called it in the SNES, and then machine is the Game Boy Advance version.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong on that. Chat can correct me.
So, Mr. Entity doing the dream here will get all the Magicite he needs, and he'll be good to go. He's already got his 4 characters. That'll give him his 12 and his 2 dragons. So, after just doing this check for a couple minutes, he will also jump into the skip on Kefka's tower. Breana saying Baron will also get his 2 Magicite here in Narsh. Looks like it'll be a fairly close seed between all of our racers, which is always good to see.
It's always nice to see all the runners definitely planning on going to get this tower. We're at the 122 mark, and the seed has seemed pretty good, a pretty good fast seed. We were expecting around 90 minutes to be a good estimate to get to Kefka. And we've got Schwantz there, Sid working on the statues, and everyone just doing the last little bit of cleanup on their espers before they go in. They've all got the characters and dragons for the skip.
Schwantz playing it safe, healing Setzer, missing the damage he was getting off of the Valiant Knife for sure. But better to keep your characters alive for the next tier.
Yeah, better to not have that Setzer fall dead and not have him for tier 3 or Kefka.
Yeah, especially tier 4. And he would have died for sure with all that damage he just took from 10 hits, so.
Yep.
Looked like that was the right call for sure.
Yeah, I guess he got that mute off on Magic too. Gonna take 4 swings at Magic, deal 1200 damage, and that'll kill it. He'll use Quarter to bring Setzer to a very nice HP for damage, a very sad HP for keeping him alive.
As long as he doesn't take a Meteor to the face in the next phase, he should be good.
With the Kefka's tower being scaled down to level 42, though, it's not the 40,000 HP that you can count on.
That's true.
He might be able to kill it in a Valiant Knife swing alone. Don't know my numbers.
Blador pointing out that everyone electing for the skip this time, just with the finding characters, was so difficult. Red Baron looks like he's the closest, finding 7 characters. Demon Fox, wait a second. Tritalk check was Tritalk. Yeah, random is random. It's absolutely possible to run into
Things
a
where they're
vanilla location.
Wasn't Welk when Welk?
Is this even randomized? Yeah, Welk also was Welk. Yeah, maybe it wasn't that randomized then. Just a couple things mixed.
Yeah, there was just a
Mixed up.
MagiMaster in the dream and somewhere else. Like
And the tentacles check, I believe. Yeah.
Jack Boo appearing on my screen. Doing the Illuminas on Lady in tier 3. Can't Pearl, proc, and heal?
It can, but with 2 of them, you've got pretty good odds. If you kill Lady, then it won't proc.
Gotcha.
So he risked being able to finish her off, which worked. It was that second Illumina swing that finished her off.
Yep, and that Pearl proc against Rest twice. Oh my goodness. That must be a really good feeling, getting no Pearl procs on Lady and 2 of them on Rest.
That working in his favor for sure. With Edgar with a countdown going down pretty fast. Oh, but getting a train. See if
This
he...
Valiant Knife might be enough to do it. There's Calmness.
Oh, I think it will be.
Beautiful. Getting all 4 of them up to tier 4.
Oh, yeah. With his Illumina wielder getting the calmness with his huge evade.
Yeah, you like
Plus
that
the lower
double
level
cross sword
Kefka.
block? That's amazing.
Mr. Entity taking out his Ice Dragon. Got frozen.
Sid standing up to Kefka, finishing his statues. Red Baron's got his requirements for the skip. And he's in fighting Ultros, I believe. Mr. Entity getting his requirements for the skip at the end of the dream. Looks like Jack's going in as well.
Oh, nice. Getting Pearl procs on tier 4 Kefka for Schwantz. I think he will be done here very shortly. Going into Kefka with pretty good, with all of his characters alive, strong abilities. He should make quick work of this for sure.
The end comes beyond chaos. That's exactly what you want to see when you get into that HD and just throw everything else you've got. I think he's got this. Throwing a Pearl Rod, fighting.
Pearl Rod, your good old holy hand grenade. Oh, and getting Pearl procs with Edgar too. Making quick work of that. Mr. Entity now ready with the skip, running out of that dream.
Shoutouts to Breana once again for handling the restreaming as well as.
Oh, and the
keeping track
Schwantz
of all that.
looks like.
Schwantz did it. That's
Yeah,
time
I'm a
for
little bit
Schwantz.
behind, so GG. He finishes with a time
GG's.
of 1:27:11. I don't know if we were supposed to interview Dozen or if we just interview the people on the stream itself. I think that's how I've seen it in the past, so I apologize if I did that wrong. But we should be pulling in the Schwantz. He's in the waiting room. We'll pull him in for a quick interview. Looks like we got the Baron is fighting the Welk check. I thought he was already ready. Is he just finishing up his last check? I thought Mr. Entity was also ready for the skip, and now he's looking for more stuff.
I think that's the Welk that's in the tower, right?
Oh, is he in Kefka's? Okay. Mr. Entity, I thought, was also ready for the skip, and he is.
Mr. Entity's doing a check. He is ready for the skip, I thought. I thought we had this 12 Espers.
Breana thinks maybe.
Calmness protection.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good idea. Jack's there in the tower. Golem is a very nice calms protection. That is always something we want to see. Doesn't saying that he's about to get Golem.
Oh, very nice, yeah.
That's the best Esper for calms protection by far.
I like Fenrir quite a bit too. That one works really, really well. Using Phantom's always tricky because I always get a Meteo right before Calmness that takes that off, but Fenrir works really well. Mr. Entity forgetting that there is Auto Reflect on Narapa. So all those spells are coming right back at him. Which don't even affect him because he's got plenty of evade, so he's fine.
Yep, and he brings it down.
Are we supposed to allow the Schwantz into the room, or I see him in the waiting room?
I was wondering about that as well.
Should we pull him in, or will Breana do that? There we go. There he is.
Hello.
Well, GG the Schwantz.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo!
Nice job on the sub 90. Always want to get less than an hour and a half, which you did. Good job.
Yeah, that was a bit of a roller coaster, that one. But that was a lot of fun. It was very, very different than the than the practice seed that I played. But basically, as soon as I saw that I fought a second dragon, I said to myself, well, it's an open world seed. I'm just going to do the checks that are either Esper item and hope for Espers, and find another character maybe somewhere along the way. I was hoping maybe it'd be at the Umaro spot, because I didn't check it when I was in Narsh the first time, but that was the only real annoyance at the end. Was I went to like 4 different checks before I finally found Vanilla Edgar in World of Ruin, Figaro Cave, so that was...
You were not the only character that had, or only runner that had to look quite a while to find a 3rd or 4th character.
Yeah, with the random bosses in encounters at 42%, I decided not to go to do, you know, some of the checks with fixed encounters, and I ended up having to fight a random Flame Eater anyway, and dying to it in the very beginning of the game. I couldn't figure out what to do with my party either. I had Realm with Throw, but her magic was really good. I had Cyan with Shock, and his magic was really bad. And then my one jumper, I was like, I guess I can use the Valiant Knife. I lucked into that because I was trying to find shurikens for Realm to throw, and the closest shop was Mobliz, and oh my goodness, there's a Valiant Knife right there. And oh wait, I have a Genji Glove, and turns out it was probably smarter to just put the Genji Glove on double Illumina Edgar, and do the offering Valiant Knife on Setzer, although I found a Dragon Horn too, so I don't know. I don't know if my build was probably the best at the end, but given the circumstances, I think it was good enough for second in the race, so first on the stream, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely worked in your favor. We watching the stream had a good time. You and the Red Baron almost chose all of the same checks right with each other. Right,
Yeah,
until the very end of the stream, there was some slight variance, so he's I think good to go with the skip. Or he's in Kefka's tower now, so he's just a little bit behind you, but you guys were doing almost the exact same thing.
Yep, he diverged and actually found a lot of characters that all of you were struggling to find. They were all kind of in the same places over in Narsh.
Mostly in Narsh, yeah.
We saw Red Baron go over that way, and you diverged, found your Espers, and went to Kefka's tower. So
yeah, I wasn't going to do the Narsh triple leg until I had enough characters to do a somewhat full party at Kefka at Narsh, right? And that just never ended up happening.
I wonder if that was everyone else's thinking too. Cause
yeah, catch-22 there, right? I mean,
yep.
Yeah,
you didn't go there to get character because you didn't have characters, and you didn't get characters because you didn't go there. So.
Yep. A little chicken and egg problem, but but yeah. So it was just mad dash around the world of balance until I ran out of fast checks to do, and I found, like I said, once I fought the second dragon, I was like, all right, I'm definitely going for the skip now, especially since I only have 3 characters and 5 or 6 Espers maybe at that point. And I said, you know what? I'll do the Magitech Factory, I'll do the Dream, and I'll do Tritok, because those are all mostly Esper checks, right? So that was kind of my thinking in that one. And having to fight MagiMaster twice in one seat is always fun.
Yeah, when I saw that the bosses were randomized instead of shuffled, I called 5 MagiMaster. I guess I was a little off there, so.
I'm happy we at least saw the 2, like, because every time we
did see 5 Guardians on most people's screen.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I only ran into 1 Guardian. I think MagiMaster and 2 Ice Dragons. Those I think were the only duplicates that got me.
Yeah, Imperial Camp, you either ran into Ultroses or Guardians, and a lot of our runners run into like 3 Guardians, which is not fast. It's great experience, but it's not fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I avoided the checks and fixed encounters for that particular reason, because I had in my practice seed a double poltergeist in the Imperial Camp, and that was not fun. So
imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that maybe doing the random encounters, you know, when you pull down the lever in the cave to the
yeah, I saw you doing that.
Yeah, so that's what I do sometimes to get a little extra experience, and I wanted to also fight the soldier on the way out. That was the Flame Eater, and I chose to do the belt, and ran into some bad luck there, where I think I got 4 in a row where the lore didn't show up. So
Yeah, you
it was
couldn't
very
find that
slow
cow
in the
check.
beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
very,
was
very
wondering
slow
what
in
you
the
were
beginning.
doing there when you were
Yeah. Yeah,
trying
that's
to do that check there.
Yeah, it's basically a free. It's a quote-unquote free check, right? It's supposed to be fast, but clearly this seed did not want to have any of that with me. So,
But yeah, even with that sacrifice of time on the belts and stuff, like you did
awesome.
great.
Well, it feels good to get first place on a stream for once. That's awesome. Usually
absolutely.
I'm in the bottom
Congratulations.
half, so yeah. All right, and good luck to the rest of the runners. And as always, thank you to everybody behind the scenes for putting on the show. Can't have the show without commentary and tracking. And it looks like Sid just finished. Awesome.
Yep.
GG's.
Yeah,
I'll get out of the way and let you talk to him.
Awesome. Thanks, Schwantz.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, Sid. Congratulations.
Thanks. That was an interesting one, huh?
Yeah, what did you think of the seed? All right, Sid. Congratulations.
I like it. Hold on a second. I'm turning my volume down for SNE.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, what did you think of the seed?
Okay.
Time of 1:36, very close to the 90 minutes we were projecting, so good job. It's always a good time to get.
Beat Jack, so that's always fun.
Yeah, you beat Jack, absolutely. Jack had, he definitely had a more divergent route than everybody else and seemed to find all of the hardest bosses in the beginning. It was actually painful watching his early run of this seed.
who definitely reset out the most. I think I've seen you, Sid. How'd you feel about the bosses and stuff that you're running into there?
I've had some resets as like an early flame eater or like, I can do this. Yeah.
That one also killed our buddy the Schwantz, yep.
Oh yeah. I wanted to get all the free techs out of the way, knowing that no free lunch was on, just to superpower my team if possible, but pretty much everything was Genji related. Like Genji Count, Genji Armor, so that didn't work out well.
It's not quite what you're hoping for, but still, you're able to get a good team together by the end of it.
Yeah. The Magitech was really risky. That could have been bosses the whole way. I just needed some money for the Illuminas. I went right there to get by Illuminas right after that. And I forgot about the shortcut until like I was leaving Mobliz. Like, oh, I've got 2 dragons. Like,
Oh, for the skip.
shortcut. Like, I'll just do this. Yeah, I can skip. Yeah, I had fun with it. I probably forgot more than what I did. Hopefully it was at least entertaining to watch.
Absolutely.
sure.
So you splitting the screen with Jack made it a little difficult to follow you. The screen was rather small, so always trying to keep track of you and Jack as well as the 3 other runners. It was a lot, but good job on the 3rd place finish, the time of 1:36. Was there anything else you found really funny or interesting about the seed? Anything that stood out to you?
Nothing in particular. I really want to go back and watch it to see what Doesn't did, because holy cow, I had a lot of dead checks, but he must have just
So
all of them.
the big thing he mentioned early is he did go do the Narsh checks right away. Well, at least fairly early. He said sub level 20 or something like that. And there's an experience egg there that he got fairly early, which that always makes your seed go a little bit faster.
Where?
As well as getting all of those other characters. So, I mean, I don't know what else he did to get the... What was his time? Just under 70 minutes, 69 minutes. A very, very fast run. So, it'll be good to watch his stream for sure.
I did the
remember
Marshmallow
him-
balance checks, so I missed out on that XP egg. I must have been World of Ruin, maybe.
Yeah,
did-
it was in
yeah,
the
he
World
went
of
down
Ruin. It
to
was the Yeti's check.
Yeah, the Yeti's check,
the
and
Yetis.
and there was quite a bit of good stuff in the chests down there. Like I remember seeing some good items from somebody picking
I
up the
thought
stuff
about
in the Yeti.
Yeah, it was the chest right by where you fall. So,
Yep.
which if you can always elect to just do the faster fall and not get that check, which would be or that chest, which would have been sad. But
Yeah, I thought about that check for sure. I'm like, well, it's not really that dense because it's 3 bosses and a couple items, and only really one Yeah, 2 potential Magicite. I guess it would have been worth. I was thinking it was less dense than that, but in retrospect, yeah, that would have been a good call.
With the experience egg that you didn't know was there, could have been anywhere else, right? So it ended up working out really well for him.
Yeah, GG's. That was fun. I want to tune in and cheer on the rest of the racers.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Sid.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so jumping back into the race, we've got the Baron on tier 3. Just took a Meteo, but he's fine. Lived through it, no problem. Got Mr. Entity in Kefka's tower. Also, let's see, bottom left is
Bottom left is also Baron.
also Baron. Okay, I was
Yep.
gonna say they're in the same place. So we got
Oh,
Baron
and-
doubled up there.
Oh, and Realm is dead for Murder Child is dead
calmness.
for going to Kefka.
I think he's got plenty of damage. He'll be all right.
We got Jack.
Jack's looking really strong. His characters nearly have 4,000 hit points. So
He actually went with the Amma weapon offering. Interesting. I saw some other runners sell that pretty early on. So.
Sid joined in the chat. Ooh, this is a close one. I didn't know everyone would. Yeah, all
Yeah.
of our runners were in Kefka's tower. Pretty much. I mean, they didn't all get there at the same time, but I think we had everybody in on stream at Kefka's tower at one point. So.
Yep, Schwantz was finishing Kefka, and the last person entered the tower. Like, it was right there. And so now we see Red Baron fighting
Going into
Kefka,
tier
dropping some
4,
shields.
and we got Jack right behind him. So.
Mr.
Really
Entity.
close for our third place win on the stream.
Pearl Procs, always nice on tier 4. Always a blessing.
Oh, was that Setzer that had his Valiant Knife?
I think.
Probably,
Was
yes. He's
for
one
Red
that's dead.
Baron.
Was he looking?
Yep.
Oh, Mega Elixir. Okay.
Thing to throw a super
Oh,
ball.
living through a Havoc Wing. Very nice.
Right?
Throwing a Super Ball.
He gets
That
that
pays
crucial end.
off.
Absolutely, he gets that crucial end comes beyond chaos, that time where he won't have to worry about being countered with anything crazy.
Jack
And-
with the multiple Illuminas, Atma offering. He's gonna make real short work of this Kefka. I think he is almost done. He's throwing an Illumina, taking it off and throwing it. That's fantastic.
Tanks the Goner to throw an Illumina and kill Kefka. Amazing. Very well done.
I love it.
GGs.
GG, Jack.
Jack going in and stealing that win from Red Baron, who's... Ooh, Red Baron. That's not what you want to see on your screen. Oh, no. And he's annihilated.
Ooh,
on
and a
Kefka
Havoc
tier
Wing.
4.
Ooh,
That's rough.
Jack needs to type done. Jack. Oh, he did. My thing didn't update. We have. Oh, okay, so Jolly Green Ray finished it with 142 as well. Nice.
Amazing.
Good job, Jolly Green.
Jack
FA
with the
finished
one-
144. GG Bear. No, that was scary. Jack misses in at 143. Six dice and a dream. It failed me, the Baron says. Oh no. Taking a forfeit. That is sad. We feel for you, Red Baron. I've been there for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Getting that Havoc Wing counter from Kefka, just never something you want to see.
Kefka's a jerk. Yeah, Kefka can always he can always be difficult for sure. We got Mr. Entity entering the Kefka fights. Do we pull in Jack too, or do we always just interview top 2, or? Yeah, you got this, Mr. Entity. We believe in you.
punch that clown in the face.
Yes, it looks like everyone did the scat. Yeah, everyone got the statue skip. Characters were in short supply, and Magi were plentiful, so. Pull in Jack and Baron, pull them in at the same time. We need them to join the waiting room, and we'll pull them in. Either of them would like to. That was some BS there. Yeah, it was rough. We can talk about it, Baron, if you join the, if you jump in the waiting room. We got Jolly Green Ray. Pull him in. Jolly Green Ray, GG.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, you got a 142. I don't know where that puts you overall. Something like, is
Fourth.
that
That'll put him
fourth?
at 4th, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
very
past
good.
Sid.
Good time.
Hey, man, I love this game. You know, I'm just, if I was restreaming, you would have seen all the mistakes I made. I went to Magitech Factory like early on, as you know, after I did a bunch of free checks, and I ran into I forgot. He's like the harder version of the boss that has the 2 arms.
Yeah, Inferno, right?
Yeah, Inferno.
Yeah, Inferno, there you go. I ran into him, he wiped me out fairly quickly, but the shopping helped me out a lot. Another thing I'm kind of embarrassed to say is I saw Illuminas were in World of Balance, South Figaro. None of my 2 starting characters could pick it up, so I never went back to equip it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got fixed dice Dragonhorn, and I found the Atma weapon, so I had 2 Dragoon builds. Setzer was able to equip both weapons, and I found Gogo. Gogo was able to equip the fixed dice, so I gave Setzer the Atma weapon. Those were my 2 Dragoons. Cyan had shock, so I just shocked everybody all day long. I found Realm, she had throw. I picked up a bunch of shurikens, and that was my party.
Nice, very similar to everybody else's setups, except for with the Illuminas. I think pretty much everybody made good use of those Illuminas. A lot of Edgar dual-wielding Illuminas. Realm could equip the Illumina. I believe Gogo might have been able to.
I believe so, yes.
I strongly considered it. I had 2 Genji gloves that I picked up early on, so I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, a double Illumina is a no-brainer. But, you know, I decided to go with throw.
But it seems like you used the jumping strats a little bit more than our other racers. I know some of them went for the fixed dice on with the offering instead of jumping with the Dragonhorn, so it's nice to hear that was used, because fixed dice Dragonhorn is always a good build, especially with Setzer.
Of course,
Having a natural jump.
Yeah, we always want to jump with fixed dice to save a little bit on the animation time.
We got Jackamus and Baron joining us too. We're currently talking to Jolly Green Ray, telling us how it went for him. He was off stream, so letting us know what he did.
Yeah, Red Baron, man, I'm sorry that that you weren't able to finish your run. I know you're trying to beat me. You know, I seem to edge you out, you know, every now and then.
I like you've edged me out pretty much every race.
Pretty much every race.
Never by a lot, though. Never by a lot. That has to be said.
I don't know. If you catch the end of that there, you'll see what happened. I basically threw it up with the random gods with fixed dice jumping and draining, and it didn't pan out for me. But I know I had to have a couple thousand HP.
Oh, I actually have one more thing to add about my run.
Sure.
I was in phase 3 of the tier fight of the Kefka fight, and they wiped out Realm. Realm had Fenrir equipped, and basically that would have made me reset at that point. But luckily, they had casted Life 3 on the girl in the middle, so she got revived. I was able to pick up Realm, and before I finished phase 3 and moved on to phase 4. So I thought I got extremely lucky in that part of my run.
That could have gone
Nice.
way worse for sure.
Way worse, because if I didn't have Fenrir, I go to phase 4, calmness on like 1 or 2 characters, I might have not made it through Kefka.
For sure. Lose all your damage right there at the end. I've had that. That's always very frustrating.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Jolly Green Ray. Let's see. Jackamus, you finished with the time of 143. Sir, how did you feel about that race?
Oh, it's open world. You can't take it seriously. Just have fun with it.
We might have laughed at you a little bit. You seem to have a lot of bad luck with all of your early bosses. Almost every first check, all of the early checks you went to.
Yeah, but it's open world. That's gonna happen. I mean, someone's just gonna, Mary Poppins float right through it. Someone's gonna run into lots of stuff. It's just how it goes, really. You can't take an
Right.
open world race seriously. Just have fun with it.
It was the most
Absolutely.
interesting to watch the four people on the stream too, because the 5 people. Sorry, it seemed you were the one who were choosing more of the unique options. There was a while there we were laughing because it seemed like there was always at least 2 people doing the same check at the same time.
Mostly
but-
the Schwanson Baron. They did almost
Yep.
the exact same thing, almost all seed.
And I saw you run off to. I think were you also one that got like hit by that flame eater pretty early on, or was that just the? Or am I mixing
I
it up with
never
Sid?
saw a flame eater. Pretty
Okay.
much everything I ran into for the first half hour was magic resistance, and when shock's your only offense, you're kind of boned.
Yo.
With Cyan with that magic sword too.
With what?
With Cyan with that low magic stat.
Oh, I don't even look at stats. They don't matter. Levels are more important.
They're definitely more important, but they can make a difference for sure. So
I don't know. What was his magic stat?
I think it was under 20.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was
16 or so. It
Someone
was
had
really
it
low.
19 with equipment boosting it. So
Uh,
About the
well,
45
whatever.
range.
I mean, the end of it was easy. I mean, hit stuff with swords because they were there.
Yeah, you had I think dual wielding Illuminas and then Realm with an Illumina as well, and offering Atma weapon. Yeah, your offense definitely at the end was ready for the boss for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was just a matter of getting to that point there. I mean, I saw the stuff in the shops early on, but then, like, really early on, I had no one that could use the Illuminas that were just sitting there, and, well, I couldn't
Mhm.
afford them anyway. I mean,
Right.
it was
Money
about
was
whenever
super
I
tight
forget
in the
where
feed.
I forget where Realm was, but once I found Realm, she had throw, and then it's like, okay, I can actually fight stuff now, so it got pretty
Yeah,
easy
she was
from
Baron
there.
Falls. So
yeah, Baron Falls is a great check to quickly do. So
Yeah.
finding that murder
From
child's
there, it was
always
just
nice.
a matter of doing checks until you get whatever you need. So, ending up with the statue skip was nice, saving a little bit of time at the end there, but you can't plan for that either. It's just a matter of what you find first.
I was curious how many people would go for this statue skip since it was only 4 characters and needing 2 extra Magicite. I didn't think very many people go for it, and I believe all 5 runners on stream did. As well as Doesn't went for it as well. I think everybody got it. So
Well,
characters were just seems to be hard to find.
it's just a matter of luck. I mean, you needed dragons, and they were just mixed in the boss pool, so you couldn't plan for it no matter what. But if
Right.
everyone got it, everyone got it. So that's that, I guess.
Cool. Well,
It
anything
seemed
else
to
you
be at
wanted to add there, Jackamus?
Go Bruins!
Nice. Let's see, Baron. We haven't talked to you yet. You want to run through with us how that went for you?
Well, I started out the seed with a plan. Once I seen it was kind of this idea, hitting a loop pattern. It's going to end up inside of it. I was just going to sweep all of those checks, all the savings checks. Realm was going to throw in Doma with it. I was going to try to build a lead, hitting all of that stuff real quick, and finding 2 dragons early. I was like, all right, skip is open. It didn't quite net me enough to do what I wanted to do. At some point, hit the world of ruin. It just kind of fell apart for me a little bit. I was starting to get all these characters instead of the espers that I needed to actually hit the skip. And I think my biggest blunder for the seed was going to buy the Illumina. I actually bought the Illumina before I realized nobody could use it.
That's how
Yeah.
it is, though. Like
I love doing that. Spending 6. It's always gonna be worth it. You want the Illumina, but at least you didn't have to go the whole seed without anyone using it. So
Right. I mean, I got Realm pretty quick, and she did have throw, but I don't remember exactly when it was. I checked her magic stat; it was pretty low for her being a murder child.
Mhm.
And
I
at
think
some
it was
point.
like Terra level, like 35 or 36 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which isn't terrible. That's
Acted
all
at
right.
some point on accident. I wasn't even trying to get into that. I was trying to look at something else, and it popped across the screen real quick, and it said 50, and I was like, all right, I'll start teaching her every bit of magic I can, and load her down with some earrings and anything else. You know, the Illumina brings magic stat up, I think, like 7 points or something. So
Hmm.
everybody else had her using throw. I turned her into a mage. But other than that, I mean, it's fun to do the open world. It's definitely a
Yeah,
change.
that one, it
American.
definitely threw me off. I'm not used to watching or playing open world. I haven't done an open world since I very first started running these seeds. So, the
Yeah,
one
I
thing
think
that
this
we
is about the
noticed that
same.
you'll find interesting on this one is you and the Schwantz were almost always doing the exact same check, just leapfrogging each other who was ahead of the other.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go back and take a look at that and see where we finally did diverge, because I know he beat me by probably 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
I'd
he
say
finished
closer to
at
something like 10,
127, and it was
because
roughly 145, I think, when you
okay, yeah.
forfeited, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and that whole thing about the FF, I mean, it irritated me, and I was done at that point, because I mean, the second that I died to Kefka, I seen Jack and Miss Wedge done, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not playing this fight.
I definitely feel that losing against Kefka, like even Ash and I will do like family runs with Lady Lore as well, and when you just lose against Kefka, that's you don't want to
Pretty
do all 4
demoralizing.
tiers. You don't want to do all of that again. Try your luck a different way. You don't know how Combus is going to hit you the second time, so.
And you had a definite chance jumping with those fixed dice. I mean, fixed dice are not the most reliable weapon to use, as we all know. But I mean, my last seed of the week that I had a good time on, that's exactly what happened to me. I had one character left who jumped, and he came down for quad 9s and then another 7 or 8,000 and finished Kefka off for me as my only character standing. So
And
I don't
remembering
think it was
Kefka
the
was
wrong
scaled,
call.
not at all. No, it was just bad RNG.
Yeah, it just
I
didn't work
figure
this
I'm
time.
about due for the death on Kefka, because my last seed that I ran, I basically came down to the same thing, and I had the Gal with Gill Toss, and that actually, killed Kefka.
Oh,
So
nice.
it balances out.
That's awesome.
For sure. All right. Well, let's grab Mr. E, Mr. Entity, pull him in. Thanks again, Baron. Good
Yeah,
talking
definitely.
to you.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Hello, Mr. Entity. How are you?
Doing all right yourselves?
Oh, doing really well. That was a super fun seed. Fun watching 5 racers.
Yeah, I guess Sid and Jack just shared a spot.
Yep.
Yeah, they just scooched over.
Fairly small on the screen, but you could still see it. It worked really well, I think. So
Cool.
how'd that go for you? Mr. Entity? How do you feel about it?
I'm gonna go with it didn't go super great, but I don't know when everyone else found their third character. I was 44 minutes in.
Yeah, you definitely, I think, were I don't know,
I think-
Schwantz and Baron actually were just about as long, if not just as long as you, to find their third character.
It was about the
No.
40-minute mark where everything changed for everyone and they started finding all the characters. So you were
Okay.
all really neck and neck for that character herding. So
Yeah, I also found Illuminas and Genji gloves like right away, and then the only person that could use them was Realm, and she had the
Yep.
worst vigor in the world.
yep.
Yep, I think every runner's commented on that. Especially since your 2 first characters that would have loved to use the Illumina couldn't equip it. Yeah.
Yep, Setzer, I was completely going to throw out of my party as soon as possible until I found the fixed dice, and then I knew where the dragon horn was. So that made him semi-viable, which was better than the other 3 characters I found.
Absolutely. Realm with throw, and she still didn't even have that great of magic power either. So
And
Yeah,
Gal
and-
with the Morph and Steel and Yeti and Go-Go.
yeah.
I mean, I put Gao in because Morph is good and Magic is good and Go-Go's stats weren't great, but none of the characters were fantastic. they all had at least one. Fucking Setzer's magic power was like 10, and yeah.
Yeah. It was around there.
Ridiculous. So yeah. Also, I was very confused when I went to go into Kefka's tower because I've never only had the option to skip before, and I thought somehow I'd messed it up, and I left because I'd put my parties in wrong. I thought I was just going in at the start, and that I'd written down the skip wrong. But,
I was actually wondering that.
I missed
I'm like,
that.
he has
Yeah.
to skip. Why is he doing another check? So.
Oh, I did the check just in case it was an extra character and was right there and it would be really fast. And it turned out to be Golem, which was useful either way.
And that's what we were wondering. We're like, maybe he's going for calmness protection, and then you got it. So we were like, oh, well, maybe he's happy.
Yeah, we were like, wow, your calmness protection search worked out so fast. That's what we were guessing.
That's not what I was going for, but, I was fine with it. I was trying for a character that didn't suck as a backup, but I'll take Golem.
Absolutely. Any siege, you'll take Golem.
Absolutely. I also found out today, or at least was reminded, that Flare is reflectable, which I
yes.
wasn't apparently sure on for some reason.
Yeah, a lot of people on
Narapa
Narapa were casting. Yeah, I saw a lot of spells get reflected from Narapa, which is always fun to see.
Well, I thought the Flare would take it out, and then the rest were just to get my command off the screen. Because, pro tip, if you want to save like a couple tiny frames because you're that kind of person, if you end a battle with nobody's menu up, it goes faster by a minuscule amount.
That's good information I've never heard before. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's super rad.
Yeah. So I try to do that when I can, even though I know I'm not good enough of a racer for it to matter, particularly.
I mean, still with your luck with finding characters, you were able to get. That's a fairly high rec requirement seed done in less than 2 hours. That's still a very good time. So.
Well, when you know it's no free progress, you kind of know where you're gonna get stuff.
True.
So I think I did like 2 places that I knew were just gonna be an item, and the rest were, I know this isn't no free progress, and then the game just kept throwing espers at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, turned out okay because I wound up with, I think, all 3 level 3 basic element magics, and then some other stuff, Doom and Flare and Quicken, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was as bad as the characters were. Everything else was pretty generous, so it wasn't that hard. It's just my routing turned out to be not the right routing.
Yeah, the route we're hearing from Doesn't, who came in first, was to go to the Narsh caves early. There was an experience egg, multiple characters, all around good things. So
Doesn't go actually through the Narsh caves for the chests?
no.
I think that's didn't he? Or-
No.
Where's this experience egg I've been hearing about?
The experience egg was the Umaro check. It was
Yeah.
it was
No, the
that
Amaro check was a
ball.
Magicite.
No,
Umaro.
but there was an experience egg in a chest though.
Yeah, I didn't go the Amaro route. I did do the World of Balance Narsh stuff, but the only thing I did in World of Ruin was get the Paladin Shield right away.
Mm-hmm.
That was the chest in the cave.
Yeah, Paladin Shield, or the Curse Shield, I guess, that needed 12 fights. So with the fixed encounters being 42% chance of boss, I didn't think a lot of people would pick that up, but I'd say probably half of us, or more than half the racers, elected to go for the Paladin Shield, which kind of surprised
12
me.
is a very doable number, especially if you're like me and generally, Jack, where you go out of your way to take 3 or 4 fights right at the start just so you can level up over the bosses.
Yeah.
And I happened to find incredibly easy one-shot fights in the Cave to the Sealed Gate, so I just did a few extra there for no real reason aside from uncursing that as quickly as possible. And, then as soon as I found bosses, even like Inferno and stuff that should have been really hard, they were not at all worrying. So...
Yeah, at the beginning, we were watching your levels go up, and we're like, oh, Mr. Entity's, taking this away with the levels and stuff. So it's just kind of sad to see the routing mess you up more than anything.
Oh, yeah. I aside from getting level 5 doomed by Doom Gaze, I don't think I had any difficulty with any boss.
Yeah, we definitely felt bad at that moment. I can't believe I forgot to ask you about that, but just having every single one of your characters level 40, well, I mean, that's some pretty good on-stream luck. I feel like I've watched you for a while, Mr. Entity, and you always have the best streaming luck.
Oh, I'm fantastic at getting wiped by Doomgaze. It's my main skill.
That's fantastic.
I've practiced a lot to master it.
You know,
Always
if you
get your characters
focus-
right to that level 5 mark.
Oh yeah.
if you focus on
Always
using
make
your
sure you're
powers for good
exactly a
instead of
multiple
evil.
of 5 before every boss fight. That's the goal of my stream.
Good. Well, you're really good at it. That is very impressive.
Thank you.
All right, so I think we're gonna come to a close there. Thanks again, Mr. Entity, for joining, chatting
All right.
chatting with us.
Thank you
I'd
guys.
like to thank all of our runners. Give them a follow. We
Yeah,
want to thank
GG's.
thank Breana for doing all of the tracking for 5 racers as well as restreaming. She definitely put in more work than any of us into it. We just hung out and had a good time. I'd like to thank Dusk for commenting with me. Always good to
Yeah,
have
thank you, Ash.
someone with you that's lively and helpful. So none of us are professionals here, just volunteering, doing a crappy job. Hopefully it's entertaining. So
Thank you everyone for coming. Once again, follow all of our streamers. They have each their own Twitch channel, so you can go ahead and check out more Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide from them.
go to FF6WC.com, check out the game, join our community, race with us, have some fun, and also join the Discord. And we'll catch you guys later.
Thank you very much.